And we're live. How are you? Wow, 8 people waiting for me. Well, hello everybody. At least hey, I am on time. It's 8:01. Well, close to on time as possible. How's everybody doing? Let's catch up. Don, how are you? Let's see. Audra, how are you? Evie, Moonlight, John, PJ. I've got a special night for you tonight. I am going to run the first 20 minutes of my movie, House at the End of the Drive, and you guys are going to be able to watch it here. It's a nice little teaser. Good evening, Nicole. Virginia, hey, how are you? Merlino, yes, you're always here. Yeah. Like I said, so I'm going to let you guys see the first 20 minutes of the movie. I figured that would be nice. Gonna wait till the numbers till we get enough people, so it's not like, oh my god, it's like, what, I'm late. It's like, yeah, David's on time and you're late. So I'm gonna wait until about a quarter after 8, and then at that time I will give everybody the heads up of what's going on. I'm doing good, Nicole. How are you? I'm knackered. Sorry, let's go to sleep. Well, thanks for stopping by, John. I appreciate it. That's not a photo. That's a painting. That is a painting. Here, I'll give you some light on that subject. There you go. Is that a little too? That's a little too washed out now. Shit. All right, reduce the light. I don't want to overdo the light. There you go. You see, that's a painting. That's not a photograph. Merlino, cut. No, I won't. There. Enough of that. Take care, John. Yeah, that's a painting. He's got he's given me 3 paintings of Sharon. Yeah. Hey, Lisa. Here, let's take you guys for a little viewing. Yeah, I can unplug this stupid thing. Here. Oh, by the way, hi everybody. We're going to be watching. We'll give you guys a showing of the movie. Here's the See, it's a piece of art. Whoa. You stop that. There you go. It's kind of hard to do with a gosh darn laptop, but that is a painting. And I'll show you some more of his work. Hey, everybody. So we're showing off the paintings of Joey Moss. Joey is first name is last name is Maas. Whoa, I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. So that's actually a painting of Sharon. This is a painting of the house from the photograph. He also did this, the Capitol Records, and of course he's did the big douchebag and little douchebag, which I was the influence that decided to frame those. Of course, he did the original Sharon piece here. So you can see that that's the first one. Yeah, everybody, like I said, at about a quarter after 8, I'm going to screen the first 20 minutes of the movie. That's right, the first 20 minutes of the movie you guys are going to get to watch. Hopefully you guys will stick around. I won't lose everybody. I had the pleasure of visiting with Scott Michaels of Dearly Departed Tours today. You guys are familiar with Scott Michaels. You know him. He was over with some people that wanted to see the house as he was giving them a private tour. Great. Just great. Whoa. What's the words wrapped around itself? So how's everybody doing? Yeah, the artwork is amazing. Joey's incredible. He also does commission work. So if you have a piece that you want to have, he'll paint for you as well. Thanks a lot, Brent. I appreciate that. Yeah, Scott was great. So nothing happened today. He was just visiting with these these 2 people that were in from out of town that wanted to take a private tour and visit the house. So we're up to 26 people. All right, in 9 minutes, we're going to run the first 20 minutes of my movie, House at the End of the Drive. Excuse me, God. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Ugh. Noticing that you ate, and that's not any more food now. That's no. That's a big no. Big notes. In the meantime, let me get you guys some. Yeah, let me at least entertain you in the most interesting way. So yes, tonight I'm going to show you guys the first. God damn, where is it? The first 20 minutes of this movie. I'm trying to get rid of that stupid line. Anyways, is there anything I can do to this? No, I guess I can't, huh? Can I? No. All right, so we're going to watch the first 20 minutes of this. Hey, Rob. Watch. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Don. I wanted to show you guys some pictures. This is a picture from 1969, the day of the murders. I guess I'll close up. It's a blow up of the original photograph that I have. And what's interesting is right here is where the house next door to me is, this little house right behind us. And this is where we are right here. And this, I can zoom in. You see that? That's the end of the street. And of course, you can see here. Oops, sorry. What you can see here is that this is the house, the Tate property. And you can see the cars in the driveway. But I think I'd actually do better by showing you the photograph. Yes, this is the actual photo here. These are the original photographs that I had printed from the LA Times Photo Archives. That's the original photograph. And you see let me see something right here. That's where we are right now. And that house that's there right here is the house that was next door. And then this is the house next to the gate. And God, let me see if I can get this in without that stupid gosh darn. There we go. Can you guys see? I'll try to make it really easy for you. What you're looking for is this is the house at the end of the driveway. And you can see just how close my house is to where the house stood. And that's the original house we're talking about, not the house present day. Mm-hmm. So, what do we got going here? I'm watching you put a little in and out. Get your popcorn ready. Yes, get your popcorn ready. For those of you just joining us, tonight I'm going to do you guys a solid. I'm going to show you guys the first 20 minutes of my movie. The first 20 minutes of the movie on the screen. I'll make sure that this thing is the right height so it won't look at, mouth like a bad image. I was going to say malcontent, but I read Sharon Tate and the Manson Murders and got the chapter about the night she died and cried when I read it. I felt her pain. Yeah, it's if you look, no offense, but if you want to read the story, don't read any of the crap that's been printed in the past 20, 30 years. I'm sorry to say. It's hogwash. People are looking to make a buck on it. And the original story that was printed in Helter Skelter, I hate to break the news to most people, it is the solid truth, what happened. And what's more important is it includes the testimony at the trial. And it's pretty riveting. So go read Helter Skelter and don't listen to these bozos that are saying, Sharon, blah, 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 blah. Vincent Bugliosi was trying to make a buck. He at the time was not interested in trying to profit off of the murders. Nobody in the right mind, and they're thinking, he's making money on this. That's a present day mindset. Back in 1969, when he was in 70, when he was prosecuting this, and it turned into the book, and then it turned into the TV movie. It didn't turn into a feature film. It didn't turn into a multi-million-dollar thing that he was making bank on. So let's just start from there, okay? It's the truth. It is the solid truth. It's the testimony of the murderers, testimony of the victims. Yeah, that's a good one. What's going on? What is Joey Moss's connection with Joy Division? Joy Division, I don't know what Joey Moss's connection is with Joy Division. I read Sharon Tate, the Mesmers. I really cool. Rocky McMahon misses you, bud. Oh, right. David has some of the best photos in history. I'm fun of reading your book. Well, thank you, Moonlight. I appreciate it. Yeah, by the way, anybody want to buy a copy of the book tonight? You buy it, and I'm online. I will sign this son of a bitch for you online with everybody watching. I will. You'll tell me you buy it right now. Here, you go buy this book right now. It goes to Cielo Drive. I'll look on the gosh darn thing when it says it was sold in that person. I will sign it and inscribe what you tell me on live. And I will inscribe it live and send this to you tomorrow. Well, I'll send it Monday, but I will send this to you immediately with the inscription. You will see me sign it and inscribe it right here, right live. Okay? How's that one? Oh, okay, Moonlight. I appreciate that, Brendan. But you're not really that different than most people. Most people have said, I read it so quickly I couldn't put it down, and I read it overnight. I said, you read it overnight? It's like, look, it's 230 some odd pages. And he goes, yeah, I just, and it was so easy to read. I was like, wow. I said, I really appreciate it. He goes, no, it was like I could hear you talking. That's what I heard. It's like, I could hear you talking as I'm reading each line. I can hear you speaking. I'm going, oh God, you're killing me. Brent, shush. Thanks. I know, Vicky. Thank you. The link. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Ben. Jesus, you're no kidding, right? Dumbass I am. I'm talking about a book and you can't even know where the hell to go to get it. Boy, is that a DFS on my part. HOSTS of CLO. Is that going to come? That better work. Good job. There's the link to where you can pick up a copy of the book. Like I said, we'll know exactly. Whoopsie, son of a. God damn it. We'll know exactly if you guys buy your copy right now. But like I said, I'm going to be on for about an hour and a half. I'm hoping that Joey Official shows up this evening because God knows when he visits the house, he brings the ghosts out, or he brings them with him to the house, and the house lights up like crazy. Gotta see David when he's those monster shots of being a party host. No sweat concerned. I understand completely. Don't even start, especially with what's been going on. Fireball shots. Jesus Christ. Brent, stop it. The link works. Yeah. So, hey, LA. So, like I said, how many? We've got 39 people. Right. For those now, we've got 39 people. I said, all right, son of a bitch. Right. It's 8:15. Oh, yeah. I feel before I show the movie, I've got to just say a little shout out about a friend of mine who in 2004, I met a guy named David Sha, and he was Samantha, not now. I'm on talking about David Sha. He was a friend. He was a guy who came to a party. Samantha, cut the crap. So big, heavy set Chinese gentleman, nice guy, very, very gregarious, very nice. But so he's writing down. Joey Official, yeah. The f- is that? You heard that, right? I have no idea what the hell that was. Sam? Sam? Hey, Sam. Did you make that sound? I didn't think so. Strangers all live in hell. In any event, oh yeah, hold on one second. I'll show you. All right, up and off you go. Oh God, I can't believe this. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys something that David gave to me years ago as a birthday gift. But so he came, and he was a very, very funny, gregarious guy. And it turns out he worked with Bruce Lee, and he also worked with David Carradine in the TV show Kung Fu from the mid-'70s, and it was reinvented and repackaged and reborn in the '90s and the 2000s. But he, a couple of days, like literally yesterday, I'm thinking, and I haven't thought about him in a while, and he has passed away. But I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's like David Sha. It's like, what about David Sha? So it's like, oh, wait a second, let me look up. I said, find him on IMDb. Now, yesterday was the 11th of July. Turns out that the anniversary of his passing was on the 10th of July, the day before. So I wanted to share with you guys something that he gave to me, which is this big ceremonial sword. And yeah, it's real. No, CHOW. I heard it sound like it should. Yeah, there was no one out there. That was not the cat. I still don't know motive behind the killing of Idaho. I don't understand the motive either at all. Nice to see you, Dominic. So, no, I didn't get it. Brent, I don't have a couple of $1,000 to spend to go to the Comic-Con. And as far as I know, they were sold out months ago. And let's be honest, with 10,000 tables, I don't have anything to promote to sit there and spend that kind of money and then have to stay at a hotel in San Diego where it's exorbitant. No, I wasn't going to Comic-Con. No, that was never going to happen. Yeah, I got a little responses. There's 10,000 tables there with solicitors there. It's not, you get lost in the jumble. It's not worth it. No, Evie. He died, like I said, 18 years ago. But I was like looking at this, and I took out the blade, and you can see how it's beautifully, inlaid. But it's a beautiful, like I said, it's a beautiful sword. But it was just like I took it out last night and paid respect to him and said, it's been too long, friend, since you've been gone. And I mean, I used to hear him talk. I used to mimic him. He goes, "Oh, DavidOman, how are you? It's so good to see you. What's going on? And hey, David, pull my finger." He was terrible. Boy, he's told some really dirty jokes. I can't even remember, but he was really funny. But in any event, like I said, it's your treat, because now that we have enough people and I've been on, and you guys that are here watching, we're going to screen this. Whoops. Nice doing, shithead. Nice if you did it without showing it upside down. We're going to screen the first 20 minutes of this movie, House at the End of the Drive, for you. Now, yeah, the movie's 95 minutes long, but you're getting the first 20 minutes of the movie as a teaser. You can see it now. Look, if you don't want to watch it, time. Those of you that don't want to watch it, let's put this to a vote. How many of you want to watch it? Afterwards, we'll do a little reading. We'll do a little ghost walking around the house, and I'll break the bells out. The bells are right over there, as a matter of fact. But yeah, like I said, give me a vote. Yes or no? Do you want to do it? Evie, come to Australia. Evie, I'd love to. My father was there many, many, many years ago, and I still love the idea of seeing the ruse, etc. All right, so there's Audra, so there's MB. Come on, keep going. I need yes or no. I don't know if it does. Come on, I can't do this. I'm not going to do this unless enough people say, Merlino. Hey, Merlino, blow it out your ass. You still have to figure out what the hell to do with the book in Amazon. Yes, the book is this book we're talking about. This book. This good book. We actually sent out a copy today. Somebody bought a copy, so I'm really happy. Whoa, what was that? What is that? What is that weird? What is that burn? Do you guys see that in the middle of the... Yeah, right in the middle of that. When I say that, this thing that keeps moving, that, do you guys see that black like fuzziness there? It looks like almost like bad energy. Like, wow, what is that? That's not a bug. There's no, look, do you see a bug? Look. In any event, all right. I don't know what it was. All right, so do you guys want to watch the movie? Yes, 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 yes. Because I don't want people to drop in and say, what the hell is this? Where's David? All right, so let me cue up the film. We'll watch the movie. And by the way, that's the cat box. 4 weeks. 4 weeks from today. And when I say today, I'm talking about August 9th, will be the 56th anniversary of the murders. And last night into this morning was the actual time when it took place, from Friday to Saturday. Oh, that'd be cool, Patrick, Evie. I'd love to see an AC/DC. All right, so like I said, let's get this party started. You'll see what I'm doing over here. I don't want to keep you guys in the dark. Set this up. What do I got on here right now? All right, so we want this. I'm going to put you guys over here on this, so I can set this up. So you guys, I even raised it. Look what I did. I put a little gimmick here so you guys could sit up the height of the screen, so it's not like you're going to miss anything. I want it to be the best image possible. Now I will bring the screen. Whoa! I will bring the screen forward. Not the screen. I'll bring this. I'll disconnect the goddamn thing. Here, what I will do is I will bring this camera setting forward, and I will raise the level of this so it's a little bit better. Will you stop being so off kilter bolter? No, that way. Closer even, huh? All right, closer. Well, I want you not to be distracted by the crack. Well, this is the crack I'm talking about. Straighten it out. Are you good? Can you do better than that? Can you even get better than that? Yes, I'm bringing you guys literally a few feet from the screen, to be honest with you, because I want this to be good. All right, let's dim the lights. Wait till the gosh darn cat box turns off. All right, you guys ready? And with a one. Wait. I want it to be even, you son of a bitch. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, rolling. This is untitled project. Here we go.
We have a weird homicide.
In a scene described by one investigator as reminiscent of a weird religious rite, 5 persons, including film star Sharon Tate, were found dead at the home of Ms. Tate and her husband, film director Roman Polanski. Ms. Tate, who starred in Valley of the Dolls, was 8 months pregnant and was found stabbed multiple times in a white nightgown with a rope around her neck attached to the body of a man.
2 bodies inside, 2 bodies outside.
Among the other victims were Hollywood hairstylist Jay Sebring and coffee era's Abigail Folger. Authorities would allow no one in an unofficial capacity to enter the posh Benedict Canyon property in the hills which overlook Los Angeles. When police arrived, they found the telephone and power lines cut. The bodies had been dead for about 12 hours. They were discovered this morning by the maid who ran screaming to neighbors. One officer summed up the murders when he said, "In all my years, I have never seen anything like this before."
Adam 19, confirmed multiple homicides at Beaumont location. Request detectives and coroner's unit, code 3.
Copy 19. Do you request ambulance unit?
Negative, coroner only. We got a real bloodbath up here. Never seen anything like it.
Copy. Detectives and coroner.
I hope you guys are liking this. Sorry.
Hey, you look like shit.
Funny, I feel like shit.
Come on.
Better days. Better days.
I just don't get it, David. You're a smart guy. Handsome. Successful. Why is it you always end up in these disastrous relationships?
I wish I knew. It's like as soon as things get serious, it's bam, another door in the face, and I'm back on the rebound again.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, my man. Rebound's the best part, like new territory to explore, new experience to be savored. No more of the same old.
Really? Is that so?
I mean, for a single guy.
You just keep it up. So, David, how would you say you treat women?
What kind of question is that?
I don't know. Maybe there's a side of you we don't know about. Maybe you've got a mean streak, or maybe you're a little neglectful.
I'm the sweetest guy we know.
I know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Sure it's not the action, buddy?
Robert, that is low.
Sex is not the problem. Thank you very much, though, Robert.
Hey, I'm just throwing it out there, man.
Listen, I'm just a sucker for damaged goods, that's all.
You know, maybe this just all has to do with soulmates. You know, when you meet that certain someone and you both feel like you've known each other forever, and it just,
Not the
What?
soulmate spiel.
you know what? You got one long night on the couch staring you in the face, my friend.
I think I just need to find a place and settle in for a while.
Now you're talking sense. Let's do some business, my man. I know about a condo off Selma, 3-bedroom, 1,000 square feet.
No condoms. I want a house.
Houses are expensive, David.
I just don't have the trust fund my old man left me.
I thought you didn't want to have anything to do with this lousy money.
Just because we didn't get along,
Didn't get along, you hate each other.
well, you mellow with age. And I want a house.
What about the one on Beaumont?
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, just one on the market. We can take them there tomorrow if you want.
So, you have somewhere to stay? Go get your things.
I think you're going to love it up here. Very quaint, very quiet. Off the beaten path kind of thing.
Apparently.
This is it. 4,200 square feet, very modern. You know, actually, all of this property up here used to be part of one large estate about 15 years ago. They split it up into individual lots. We can get this place for pennies on the dollar.
How much?
Here's the deal. Owner lives in England. He's an artist or something stupid like that. His wife is sick, so he just wants to get out.
How much?
6? Come on, let's take a look inside. Here we go. 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, jacuzzi. Got 6 balconies, hardwood floors, intercom system, plenty of space. Perfect for those little dinner parties you like to throw.
What's all this stuff?
I don't know. The artist left it, keep it, sell it, throw it away, whatever. I'm gonna run to the restroom, but look around, see what you think, okay? Damn it. Shit.
I want it. I want the house. Do you hear me?
You want it?
It's perfect. Look, do the paperwork. The sooner the better.
Okay, I'll have it tomorrow.
I gotta make a pit stop.
Yeah, you might want to use the other one downstairs. So,
Okay.
Oh, come on. Just quit whining and help me lift this.
you can afford to buy a house. You can afford a couple moving men.
Just remember the fat commission you're getting. Pizza, you guys?
No.
No, Sebastian.
Creepy.
Sebastian, come on. Come on. Sebastian. Great comfort.
Sebastian. Come on, Sebastian, do your duty. Sebastian. Soup's on, buddy. Come and get it. All right, well, it's here when you want it.
see, my passive barbecue technique has worked again, and it will for you time and time again. One, thank you. Now, Brad. Here. Well, as you can see, the barbecue is a success. I would back inside first. The curved part of the curve. I put the left off first. I don't put one on the side. All
Hello. Jen, wake up. It's me. You broke up.
Can't this wait till tomorrow?
Jen, this is important.
Yeah, I told you I did.
Great. In the market for someone new and improved.
Oh, Felicia.
His name is David.
What's he like?
Good looking, money in the bank, a stockbroker. But Jen, no bullshit.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to meet him.
Guys are gonna get along so great, I know it.
How do you know?
I have this weird feeling about it.
Wonderful. Can we talk about this tomorrow?
Listen, I don't know what's going on with the wiring. I need someone to come check it out. Okay. Wait. Fine, and if you can come any sooner, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. TV, what is a 7-letter word for entity? No, I don't think that's it. Wolf. What is it, boy? Quiet down, boy. Shh. Shh. Quiet down, boy. I'll see who it is. Ah, great, man. Come on.
I'll show you the breakers down in the basement. I'll tell you, the wiring in this house is really screwed up.
Okay, so here's a box. Well, I'll let you work. I'll be upstairs if you need me. I'll check back in 10. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? It's the electrician.
Great, he's locked himself out. He's a freaky genius. I'll be right there.
Hey there, I'm Rich, Ace Electric. Here to check your wiring.
One of you guys is already here.
Not a chance, my friend. I'm the only guy on call on Saturdays.
No, he's down in the basement right now. Check out the circuit breakers.
You sure?
Very sure.
So if there's an electrician here, then where's his truck?
I swear to God, he's in my basement right now.
Well, you must have slipped out a side door or something.
Security sensor would have tripped.
You got out somehow.
Let's just forget that.
Okay.
Can you fix my electrical problem?
Yeah, sure. I'll go check it out. Well, found your problem.
Great. And
Some of your circuit breakers were blown.
circuit breakers?
Circuit breakers.
That doesn't make any sense.
What can I tell you? Your wiring's fine. So listen, I replaced a couple of breakers and I even left you a few extra in case it happens again.
Thanks.
That's what I get paid for. Want us to bill you?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a nice place, all right? Don't hesitate to call if you got any more problems.
Thanks.
Hey, have a great day.
Circuit breakers.
Hello?
Hey, your luck just changed, my man. Felicia wants to hook you up with Jennifer.
Jennifer. Who's Jennifer?
It's her friend from work. Dude, she is cute. She's smart. You're going to love her.
Fine. When?
Say tomorrow night. You provide the meal, and I'll provide the wine and the women.
All right. I'll see you at 7.
Sarah?
Oh, man. Oh. Ooh.
May I help you? Can you move away from the intercom, please?
Help us. Deserve this.
All right, that's enough!
Find it.
You can help us.
Help us.
You can help.
Shut up! You hear me? Shut the fuck up!
Morning. Can I help you? You live here? I do. Can I help you with something?
I helped build this place about 5 years ago. They finally sold it. I'm sorry, my name is Skip Johansson. I'm a contractor. Doing a remodel on the house at the end of the drive. Just want to come by and take a look at the place. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you.
Wait. You say you worked on this place?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about it?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
You know, its history.
The place is too new to have any kind of history.
You know what I'm talking about.
There was some. You know something, I didn't realize until this moment. I've never told anybody this. Not even my wife. She'd think I was nuts, you know, I'd be that kind of trouble.
No, it's okay. Go on. I'm listening.
All right. Like I said, it was 5 years ago. Summer, hot. We had the air conditioning in, but it wasn't hooked up yet. I was working by myself. Everybody else is gone. I do finish work, so. Anyway, I hear these noises, these footsteps and voices upstairs. I'm alone, or at least I'm supposed to be. So I go up and I look and I find nothing. I even came out here and it was nothing. It wasn't a goddamn thing.
Then what?
So I go back down, I start working again. 5 minutes from the time I got down there, I start hearing these voices again. And louder this time. More, you know. So I go running up here to the first floor and I look around over every square inch of this place.
Nothing there.
Nothing. So I go back down to the third floor and I'm packing up my stuff because I've had enough. Then I hear these footsteps coming down the stairs and they're getting louder and louder and louder. So I tuck my ass behind the door and I'm just standing there. Believe me, it was scaring the shit out of me. It got so loud, so close, I felt like I could reach out and touch it. But there was nothing there. And then it happened. I'm standing there and this is 90 degrees. And all of a sudden it starts getting cold, like really cold. Freezing, wind blowing across me. Like I stepped into a freezer. You believe that? I had enough, man. I left. I didn't come back here for a few weeks. I'm sorry. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
All right, take care of yourself.
Give me a break. Sebastian, I want you on your best behavior tonight. Pal. Good boy.
There he is, man of the house.
How are you?
Hey, Jen. Hi. You must be Jennifer.
Yes.
I'm David. Have we met before?
I don't think so. You have a really lovely home.
It's even nicer inside. Please come in.
Jennifer Sutton, David King, Jennifer Sutton.
Thanks, Robert. We kind of already did that outside. Can I take this?
Yeah.
Let's get this party started. I propose a toast. To dear friends who just met, may you be as happy as my wife Felicia and I. So funny.
We're not married.
We're like married. So you got 2 electricians for the price of 1. What's the big deal?
It's just weird.
Hi.
Everything okay? Can I get you anything?
No, I'm okay. Thanks. It is so peaceful and quiet here. Doesn't even feel like you're in the city.
That's one of the reasons I decided to buy Oxford Canyon. Sort of away from the rat race.
Hey, are you Bogarts gonna hog that joint all night or what? Thank you.
This is Oxford Canyon?
Yeah. What?
This is where the Dewitt murders took place.
Boy, something smells good. I don't think I've eaten a thing all day.
DeWitt murders? What are the DeWitt murders?
Hey, why are we gonna talk about murders? Let's talk about something fun.
Just a second. Jennifer?
36 years ago, in a house somewhere in this canyon, 4 people were brutally murdered. Mutilated.
Fun stuff. Thanks for sharing.
It's not funny.
No, I didn't say it was funny. I just.
Jen, are you okay?
My aunt was one of the victims that night.
I'm so sorry. We had no idea.
No, it's okay. It was a long time ago. Before any of us were even born.
Nope. Dinner's ready. Who's hungry?
Where was the house that the murders took place?
I don't know the exact house. I know it was somewhere on Beaumont Road. What?
This house is on Beaumont Road.
Let me ask you, are you sure it's Beaumont Road, not Beeman Road? Because Beeman, if you go left.
Did the murders take place on this property, Robert?
Look, this house is 5 years old. Those murders were like, what, 46 years ago?
Not the house, the property, Robert. The property.
No way. Not here, not this property. No, way over there, the property at the end of the drive. Way down there.
I thought it was just my imagination. You know, working too hard, stressed. Now with everything I know, what the contractor said, and now what Jennifer's saying, it's all starting to make sense.
Come on, man.
No, it's true. They exist.
Now what? Ghosts?
I saw my grandmother once, 2 years after she passed away.
Great. One of the quiet evening with friends turned into a freaking ground pony.
David, can I use your bathroom?
Use the one downstairs. Second door on the left.
Okay.
Do you see what you did to the poor girl, do you?
You're such a rat.
David, I sold you a fantastic property for a fantastic price. You know, I barely even made out on this deal.
Nobody was buying your house. You set me up.
David, we would never intentionally sell you a lemon. We had no idea it was haunted.
God, it's not haunted. Can't believe I bought a $25 bottle of wine for this. Here's a pointer, my friend. You want to try to charm her? Not scare the bejesus out of her?
Well, you could have told me.
Where does it say in the real estate licensing code that I'm supposed to provide information about murders that happened 36 years ago in a house 4 houses away?
Jen, are you okay?
I don't know.
Jennifer.
I saw Claudia.
Who?
My Aunt Claudia.
Okay, boys, the party is over. We are going home.
Well, it's the power of suggestion.
Robert.
Or it's the wine or the pot or an hallucination. There's not a ghost, not in this house, not in the house down at the end of the drive. Nowhere.
God damn it, Robert, shut up.
Fine. I'm not going to say another word. Where are you going?
To find out what the hell is going on around here.
The DeWittMurders.com. "9561 Beaumont Road, nestled in the hills above Los Angeles, is the site of perhaps the most shocking and gruesome murder rampage in the history of that fabled city. It was July 29, 1969, the home of movie producer Teddy DeWitt. It was to be a festive evening of friends, wine, and music. Present were Jackie Roman, costume designer to the stars, Teddy DeWitt, movie producer, Rhonda Shore, heiress to the Winsong restaurant chain, and Claudia DeLongre, an up-and-coming film actress, a young woman whose career was on the verge of superstar."
Jen, maybe you shouldn't.
It's all right.
Wait a minute. I saw her.
Oh, great. You too.
No, I saw her. I know I did.
You sure?
Yes, I was driving up the road and I passed a girl. This girl, she was there 1 minute, she was gone the next. Wait. I know him too.
Sure, of course you do.
He was in my front door. He was an electrician, at least I thought he was he was inside the house. He was here.
Do you even hear what you're saying? These people are dead.
Robert, I know what I saw. I saw this Jackie Roman, and I saw Jennifer Sand. Clarence Green, legendary rock and roll guitarist, was the last person to see them alive.
I love Clarence Green.
Wait a minute.
This is a place of great passion and love, but also a great torment and anger. There's a heaviness here. It's engulfing me. It's killing me. Jimmy DeWitt fell here. His agony and pain are still very much evident, very much a part of the fabric of this place, very much so.
Mr. Coyne, tell me, how is it that the perpetrators of this violent, heinous crime could have remained uncaptured for so long?
Well, there are points on Earth that contain time vortexes, a place where time travel is possible, but this property also contains a vortex.
I'm sorry, time vortex?
Well, a time vortex can be thought of as an interdimensional fold, linked from the past to the present, from the present to the past.
That's astounding.
I can assure you that time vortex is quite real, sir.
I didn't believe you before, but now that I hear about time vortexes, you sold me.
Robert, please. Oh my God.
So 3 of the 4 murder weapons were eventually found. One of them, a 10-inch hunting knife, was not. Hunting knife.
Now what?
To this day, the perpetrators of this violent night have not been apprehended. The crime remains unsolved.
The hell is that?
I found it under the house. Buried in the dirt. Henry hunting knife.
Okay. So you're saying that's the knife that was used in the murders that they never found? It's impossible.
Is it?
Please, David, put that away.
Did anyone happen to notice the date these murders took place?
July 29th, 1969.
36 years ago.
36 years ago. Tonight.
Okay, let's all go back upstairs and have some dessert. Okay, we came here to have a fun time, share some laughs, not talk about this.
I'm going over there.
But over where?
To that house, that's where.
Doesn't someone live there?
Not a chance, it's under construction. So, who's with me?
I'm game.
Jennifer? You don't have to go if you don't want to.
No. No, I'll go.
You guys are just asking for trouble.
Fun. Ghosts? I thought you didn't believe in ghosts, Robert.
You know what goes good with Ghostbusters? A little bit of Mother Nature's finest, huh? Come on, David, you want to stay pissed at me all night? Yeah, there you go. Time to expand the mind.
Why not?
Hey, this is the gate that was in those photos.
Yeah, the original house came down about 10 years ago. Most of it, anyway. This remodel started sometime last year, I think.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know about this, guys. Robert, that's not the spooks I'm scared of. It's the cops. You know, what if a neighbor saw us?
Nobody saw us. Come on. Unless you want to stay out here, it's fine with me.
Hey, wait up, guys. Coat of paint, a couple sectional couches, some logs in the fireplace. It's, you know, a showcase.
Original bearing wall. Do not alter.
That's why it's a remodel. Saves a fortune.
Wild wallpaper.
The last remaining witness of that horrible night.
Hey, it's getting kind of heavy in here. You and me go find a cozy corner someplace.
You didn't even want to come in here.
Might as well make the best of it. See you guys in a little bit. You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Sorry. I guess I've been kind of a downer tonight.
No, not at all. In fact, you could say it's kind of an interesting first date.
Yeah. I guess it has.
Want to keep going?
Yeah.
Robert?
I'm not doing anything. It just went out.
Robert.
Welcome to my house of horrors. I will be your guide. Won't you join me for a journey into the unknown?
Robert, you're such an idiot. Stop it. You're such an idiot. Robert. All right, I can play this game. Robert, you're not getting into my pants for a month.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the wine in the pot. Honest.
Listen, I know this is terrible timing, but I really have to go to the bathroom. You'll be okay for a second, right?
Sure. Aren't you gonna need this?
I have the eyes of a cat.
Alicia? And Claudia? You guys, I'm locked in. Open the door. Robert! Robert! Robert, open the door! Robert, stop it! Open up! Stop it!
Jennifer.
You're wearing just what your Aunt Claudia was wearing the day that I saw her.
Albert?
Someone want to tell me what the hell is going on?
Reggie. Reg. Oh,
Did
shit.
you guys see this episode of Star Trek?
You make me go further without watching the video.
Someone's sure gone through a lot of trouble to screw with their melons.
Screw the melon? Who are you, Timothy Leary?
This is a mass hysterical trip or something.
That's hysterical trick.
Yeah. Yeah, mass hysterical trip brought on by some really bad weed. There's no other explanation.
Time vortex?
Yeah, that explains it all.
Actually, it does.
Okay, when you guys get it all figured out, just let me know.
Boom. Scene. Da-da-da. Well, that's what I call a long tease, but a tease nonetheless. We were up to 66 people there, kids. One of my highest rated things. Let me do something here. I don't want to turn this into this. Turn this off. How many minutes were they into it in? Let me just see. 1 hour. So there's still 45 minutes left. Good job. That was fun. That was fun. So, wait. I have something. There it is. Yeah. I have a little something to show you guys. You know what this is? This is the actual movie prop. This isn't a prop. This is actually a 10-inch K-bar. Here, I'll hold it properly. Yes, this is the actual knife in the film. This is the actual story behind this knife. Is I found this in like 1972 or 73. Again, during the Vietnam War was going on. My friend and I were down the hill from my parents' house, down the street, and my friend and I were on the side of the hill, and there was just like maybe about 6 or 7 houses down from my parents' house on the side of the hill. And again, I was living up in Bel Air. And on the side of the hill on this dirt, I saw this just literally this sticking out, just like a button. And I was like, what's this? I started digging out and I found it. And I swear to God, it's a U.S. Marine K-bar, K-A-B-A-R. So yeah, this was in the movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, tell your friends, rent the movie. The link is in the to rent it. It's $3.99 for a 3-day rental. You got to watch a little more than I wanted to, but Reggie ended up taking a leak, so I had no choice but to clean it up because I didn't want to soak into the floor. If you guys want, we can walk through the house and talk about the movie, etc. Yeah, this is an old. This is about, like I said, this is definitely from the late 60s. It was made in Japan. Well, like I said, I found it in 73 and it was pretty well, to do then. We cleaned it up. Poor Reg, yeah. So what all did you guys think of the film? Let's get some of your feedback, since you guys saw, for the most part, a good portion of it, at least a little more than half of it. You were just getting into it, Virginia. Well, good, because like I said, what I've heard from people is from the feedback is, I want more of the 60s. I want more of the 60s. I want more of the 60s. And I said, I know you like that. It goes, no, it felt like it. I said, it really felt like it was the 60s and this. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, we had a lot of props and stuff, and a lot of, the house and locations was definitely of the 60s style. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Evie. Like I said, tell your friends and have them go out and rent it. I mean, it's $4 to rent. It's on Vimeo. They don't take PayPal. They take major credit cards. It is creepy. If it's an original story. Now, I will tell you, the part with Lance Henriksen that you saw was 110% true. And I figured what we would do is we would walk that whole story through, and I'll show you exactly where everything that he said took place and walk you through it. Now, in the beginning, you saw them walking to the end of the drive. Those tourists, it's true. We have tourists that come up here. Even today, we had tourists coming up here to go see the end of the street when we were up here. It's when we were outside with the dogs. So, the disemboweling scene, what's everybody writing here was creepy. David looks like when they went back in time. You like that? Yeah, that was really, I still enjoy that whole sequence of them going back into the 60s. I think that's great. There's a lot more to it, Audra, than you can imagine. Hi, Stephanie. Well, rented Steph, I'm telling you, you will find it. It goes in a lot more twists and turns, because I believe in what Hitchcock said, which was give your audience more information than your character. Let your audience know stuff so that when stuff's happening, they see stuff and they're like going, no, don't you see that? It's like when he's taking a shower and it says get out, and then it's like he starts drying his hair, and of course he opens the window and the steam basically evaporates all of condensation on the mirror, so the get out is missed. Paranormal scenes, spooky and subtle. Well, yeah, that's because we couldn't figure out how to do that with the world. I call it the whirling dervish, which honestly takes place right there. That's the top of the stairs. There you go. So that's the living room where that all took place. And I'll go walk over there with you guys so you can see it again. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. Yeah, the knife. You like that, Virginia, huh? This is the knife. This is the actual real piece that's in the movie. And I'll tell you how this whole thing in the film that you saw took place since I wrote the film. And thank you, Audra. What's interesting is my screenwriting partner, Paul Mason, had written the original King Kong versus Godzilla from 1960. And he was a stickler. So when we were writing the screenplay, he goes, I need the MacGuffin. I said, what do you mean? He goes, I need the tie-in between this property and the Sharon Tate murders. So he says, the DeWitt murders that took place at the end of the street there. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, I need a reason why the hell this murders take place down there, but it's tied into this house. I said, well, maybe the murders, when they're walking down the driveway, they discarded one of the weapons. I said, a knife, and it's under the house. And so it's because that's good. He goes, that's good. That makes sense. That ties it in, because he was a stickler for trying to make things, as we say, make sense to the audience. He goes, I know that the house has no direct connection to the Sharon Tate murders house, but I want to make it for the audience to understand that. And I'm going, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. You've got years of experience. You're many years older than I am, and I have to listen to you and defer to you. So I said, so that's how that whole scene took place. How that became part of the what do you call it again? The tenant of the movie. Will you stop moving in? Who's asking you? You think you're important? You think you're so goddamn important? Oh, you're telling me you're important. Okay, you're important. You're very important. You're the star. Yes, you are the star. Yes, that's the way he likes it. Isn't that great? I'm arguing with a freaking knife. The guy, son of a bitch, was found on the side of the hill up in Bel Air, and he's giving me, what? I better listen to you or else I'll pay dearly. Okay, I got it. Ain't that a kick in the head? I'm getting threatened by a freaking knife that I gave a freaking break to. Isn't it typical of Hollywood? You give somebody a freaking break and they threaten. What? Oh, no, I'm not talking about you. He thinks I'm talking about him. No, I'm not talking. No, I'm not talking. No. You didn't mean no, you don't believe what I'm saying. Yes, you don't believe what I'm saying. You really want to threaten me. Ah, God, you give somebody a break, and what do you know? They stab you in the frickin' face. Or in this case, I mean, usually in the back, but in this case, he's being very direct. He's not happy. He's not happy about how he's being treated here, apparently. So, what? Don't get close to me. I don't need you to whisper. I can hear what you're saying a mile away. What? Hmm. Uh-huh. Oh. Okay, he wants to say that he's sorry and that he's appreciative that I gave him a shot in the movie at all. Well, I'm serious. I always knew when I made the movie that you were going to get that part. I promise you. You were made for the part. Okay. Yes, you were made for the part. I told you were made. Yes, you were. All right. We good? Okay. Can you go back and just chill? All right. All right, goodbye. Thank you. The knife, everybody. Boy, was that something. So they find the red rum weapon. So no, so that's why you see in the movie, he finds it under the house. That's the whole reason why you see the guy at the front door. Now back to the front door scene with the first electrician that comes. That's representing the Jay Sebring character. And again, since I saw Sebring's spirit in the house some 21 years ago in the middle of the night, that was kind of an homage to that. But more importantly, the fact that the dog, Sebastian, that's his real name. He was Sebastian, and his behavior that you saw in the movie where he was barking. 1 second, David. You always put a smile on my face. Well, thanks, Evie. I appreciate that. Evie, stop that. Evie, I wasn't. Evie, these are my hands. I had nothing to do with it. That's the knife doing his thing. You're in my house. Do you think that I had any control over that? No, that's the knife. Things get a little possessed here and a little bit pissed off too at the same time. You give somebody an opportunity to move in. You're typecasted. You understand that you're typecast. You can play Mac the Knife if you like, but that's about it. What? I'm not directing a movie or the music video for Mac the Knife. So just chill. You got that? Okay. Yeah. Goodbye. He's probably trying to make fun. Very funny, Kathy. Very good. Yes, that was my dog, Sebastian, Evie. He was one hell of a dog. He was 10 years old. And by the way, in the beginning where you see him whining and turning his head, cocking his head, that was an overdub. That was really, we shot that and we got that. It was like Paul Mason, my executive producer, he goes, "Are you kidding me? The son of a bitch did that?" And he goes, cut. We print that. We'll take that cut. Because you couldn't have asked for better. I said, yeah, he's a ham. I said, he knows the camera. So he goes rolling, and the dogs are like this. We didn't tell him to do this, mind you. He was trained. Yes, he was trained to sit, stay. I trained him from a 6-week-old puppy. I remember I got him on Thanksgiving. It'll be 30 years in 19, I guess on Thanksgiving, since I brought him home, and he's been dead for many years. But so he was just trained in the basic shit. The ham shit of barking at the front door. No. I swear to God, my hands in the air. That boy used to bark insanely. And there's a thing about the Rhodesian Ridgeback. Rhodesian Ridgebacks are known not to bark unless there's a threat to their territory. So they're very, very quiet dogs otherwise. That's why Reggie doesn't bark a lot, if at all. And he's part Ridgeback. But Sebastian was 100% pure, bona fide, pedigree Ridgeback. And he used to bark at the front door incessantly. And we'd open the door and there would be no one there. And the door, we'd also have like knock at the door, and we'd open the door and there'd be no one there. It was straight out of crazy. And that was just, what you saw in the film was basically his normal behavior. That's why we put that in there. He was very cute. Yeah, no, but he was, like I said, he was an excellent dog. And you saw all of him in the movie that you'll see. Excuse me, but he was a great great dog. He was such a ham. It's not even funny. He was so good. But in any event, let's see what else. And the disemboweling scene with Dr. Barry Taff. Remember, I've told you many a time before, and I don't know if I have, and I'll say it again. Barry, after the first time we visited the house, described to me, called me up after a week later, and says, David, I'm having some terribly vicious, violent sexual nightmares. And I'm like, what is a violent sexual nightmare, Barry? And what you see in that scene is actually based directly, again, I didn't make any, actually embellished it. What you saw exactly in that scene, Barry tells me, he goes, David, I'm find myself asleep, and then I'll find myself in the dream, and I'm sitting on this bed, and there are three girls that are naked. Well, they're naked. In my thing, they're topless. And they're caressing me, and all of a sudden they're dripping candle wax on me, and all of a sudden I feel this pain in my stomach. So I look up, and I look at my stomach to see that they're sticking their hands into my bowels and tearing my guts out. And I said, oh my God, Barry. I said, that is kind of violent and sexual. He goes, yeah. He goes, that's not done. He goes, I'm not done. I said, what do you mean you're not done? He goes, I wake up in the middle of that, and I'm in a cold sweat. So I go into the kitchen, and I get something to eat, to drink, and I just clear my head. And like 10 minutes later, I go back to bed. Shut up, you. Nobody asked you. And he says, this dream picks up right where it left off. I said, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, I fall back. But as soon as I fall back into sleep, right back where I was started, right where it left off. And I'm like, and he goes, and about 5 minutes later, I wake up again. I said, oh my God. He goes, I get up, I go into the kitchen, and I spend a half an hour reading the newspaper, blah, 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 trying to clear my head. And I go back to bed, and it does the same thing. It picks up where it left off. I said, oh my God, Barry. And he goes, oh my God, my foot. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, this has been going on for the past 4 nights in a row since I left your house. And so the story is that when we shot the movie, the original movie, and we showed it around to some of the studios, they said, well, we need a couple of things. I said, what do you need? He goes, well, we want some sex. I said, what kind of sex? And he goes, TNA. And I said, okay. And then Barry told me, I said, wait a second. I said, I know what we're going to do. We're going to go with that. I said, we're going to use that. I said, because it's not gratuitous. It's based on truth. It's based on Barry's own story. So if we ever interview Barry and Barry talks about this, we include it in, the interview with Barry talking about what he experienced. And furthermore, the idea was that it's great. I said, it's sensational. The way we shot it, I'll be honest with you, the guy that got the candle wax dripped on his stomach was me. I was the stomach double there, as well as I was the body double. So when it shows him like on the bed, and then it closes up on his face looking up, that's me. I had to shave my chest, and they dripped the candle wax. I said, guys, go upstairs and get the long candles. And this is the true story. And instead, and hold on 1 second. I'll show you what they did get instead. Stay here. They got something like this. And when I say something like this, you see how what happens here? The top of this starts to get really, see how it's convex up here? Well, it becomes concave, meaning as soon as this thing starts to burn, it starts to melt. And you get this little divot, and then it gets further and further, and then it starts to get filled up with a lot of candle wax that's melted and just bloody hot. And I said, whoa. And they're sitting up, and I'm sitting on the bed, and this is shot downstairs, and they got the camera, and this, David, come on. Okay. And I'll never forget it. And I said, where are the gosh darn, the long dinner candles, the long thin ones. So maybe drops 1 drip, 2 drip. And I said, and I see this, I said, what the fuck, are you kidding me? And he goes, well, and they've already lit the goddamn candle, right? This is the thing, how these assholes work. They've lit the candle about 5 minutes earlier. So this thing is probably about down to about here. So this whole thing is melted and it's inside and it's like this and it's like a puddle in a pool of maybe like 4 ounces, maybe 3 or 4 ounces of candle wax, molten candle wax. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding? Before I could say anything, they go, roll them. And I'm like, and they do this. And it's not drip, drip, drip. It's complete. I'm going, And they said, go with it, go with it, go with it. And I'm writhing like this, going, they're shooting the goddamn scene. And I'm like, oh my God. And he goes, take 2. I said, take my ass. I said, I'm going to have welts on my stomach, you son of a bitch. I said, where the hell's the pop master? Who said, I said, not this. I said, the long tapered one, so it's drip, drip. And oh boy, Rustic, who are you, Rustic? I don't even know who Rustic is. Oh God. I'm trying to catch up since I've been talking so much. LA stuff. It was funny. Rustic, I Rocky, you Italian. Rustic, no, I'm Jewish. Rustic, oh, I'm sorry. Happy Hanukkah. Rocky, Hanukkah's not till sometime in November, so funny. I can't believe it. It's around Christmas time, from what I understand. Hey, Karan. Hey, Vegas. Karan. Hey, Cecil. Just say Costco on Just saw you at Costco on Thursday. You're wearing a ghost shirt. I wanted to say hi, but I didn't want to disturb you. Oh my God, that is too fucking funny. So, yes, I was at Costco. And yes, I was wearing a goddamn ghost shirt. Oh, that is surreal as well. Oh, funny. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, that is a trip. Because I remember when I went to Costco, the spirit said, hey, grab a couple of the postcards. So literally, I'll show you the postcards. I had them in the back pocket, just in case I was approached at Costco. That's too funny. Where are they? Right here? These down? Yeah, these are down. These, if you see and can see, these postcards are a little bit, I'm sorry, upside down, but they're kind of like creased here, if you notice. See how they're kind of like bent? That's because these were the ones in my pocket from when I went into Costco. Because the spirit said, you better take some postcards. You might run into somebody at Costco. So it's kind of funny that you mentioned that. Wow, you guys are good. You guys are real good. And I do remember that. I do pay attention, spirits. That's very, very funny. How funny is that? Sal saw me at goddamn Costco. Wood scent, rustic. What is with you? Gay vase. Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I had very much burn marks on my. Well, not burn marks, but it was definitely painful. I remember, as I recall. Yeah, they were not welts. Well, that's bullshit. They were kind of welts. Well, they didn't scar permanently. Let's just say that they definitely, I forget what the word was. They didn't scar permanently, but they were definitely something that took quite a while to heal up. It was not a pleasant experience. Was Don saying you might not want to say take my ass in some settings? Yes, no kidding, Don. Whoops, Rustic and Rocky are getting acquainted. Jesus Christ. Where is Chad tonight? I don't know who is Chad tonight. I know Wang Chung tonight, but I don't know Chad tonight. They could have connected the house in the movie by having psychic character open a portal with remote viewing in a crime movie. I know, I miss Chad. Who the hell is Chad? I don't remember who Chad is. I'm sorry. The other night was fun, though. The other night was obviously a good night. Psychic opening portal. No, Andy, the psychic. First of all, that's why there's a sequel and a prequel built into the movie, and you got a view of that with Ellen Gere, that was Richard Gere from The Waltons' daughter, as a matter of fact. If you all watched The Waltons back in the day, or even on reruns. So where the hell's Chad? Hey, Sandy. So what I was trying to say to you guys is that whole story, you don't have to open the time portal. That's the whole question that's to be answered in the sequel and in the prequel. They're going through the time vortex in this movie is to also show you that that's why, well, oh, I'm so sorry. God, thank you. Thank you so much. God, she goes, the spirit said, how would they know anything of what you're saying if they haven't seen the whole movie? You can't. It's like, so that's why they said, because you can't say another word. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. They haven't seen the rest of the movie, so they wouldn't know X, Y, Z, P, D, Q. Like I said, it's not important. Well, again, Annie, think of it this way. It's the anniversary of the murders. It's the night of. You got the gosh darn alignment of the stars that night. You got the gosh darn niece of the victim that's of one of the murder victims of the Sharon Tate character that's going into the house for the first time ever on the anniversary of the murders. And they happen to be exactly the right amount of people to be the people that were there the day of the murders. See what I'm saying? So that's why you talk about the alignment of the stars. That's what's triggering that. You can't go in, and you got to remember you've got, well, you don't know about them either. Jesus Christ, you really don't. No, you can't give that away. You're right. I can't. Let's just say there's two. I'll give you this hint. There are two vying factions, competing factions in the film. You have the good and you have the bad. And that's all I'm going to say to you. And that's because until you see the whole movie, it won't make sense. So that's like a teaser for you to say, watch the movie. And then at the end of it, you're going to want to watch it again because it'll all make sense. Just kind of like what Quentin did in in Pulp Fiction, where you watch it the first time and you start to try to figure it out and you can't until you get to the end of it. And then it all makes sense. What the hell's going on here now? Shit, I'm missing everything. He was the funny one in chat. Yeah, no kidding. I thought I was the funny one in chat. No, he couldn't take them. Yes. I'm not exactly happy that he's not here tonight. He was a little bit raw. Opinions on Garfield. What the hell is that? Jesus Christ. Rocky, give it a rest. Jesus Christ. Yank David's changed in several live streams. I don't forget it. It's like because I'm not really. Oh boy, I would have loved to have gotten a postcard from you at Costco. My other kids loved your episode of Ghost Adventures. Sal, next time, by all means, you should. You just say, "Excuse me, David Oman." It's like, yes. I just said, "Sure, here's a postcard. I'd be happy to." If I would have had a pen, I would have signed it. You missed the beginning of the movie, then you have to watch the beginning of the movie because that kind of explains what's going on. But like I was saying about the story, there's a lot of stuff that happened in real life that really did take place that's in the movie for real. Like I said with Barry, oh Jesus, that thing just turned off. Jesus. Trying to think if I should turn off the big screen TV and then maybe I'll turn it off. Maybe I'll turn it off. Jesus Christ. Come on. Where am I? Yes. Where? Be right back, guys. Let me just turn it off. Turn it off. All right. How was you watching? I decided to turn it off. So like I said, the film's definitely an original story. It's got elements of, I can't tell you any more about what you haven't seen. That's the problem. So I don't want to, how should I say, I'm prohibited from telling you any more than what I have already said, because everything else that I would have to say to you is to do with more of the second half of the film. which really prohibits me from going into that since you haven't seen the goddamn movie. Haven't you taken pictures of ghosts captured in a house like streaks of light? Oh, Kieran, 1 second. I'm new here. What is the name of the movie? Oh, here's the name of the movie. Valerie. House at the End of the Drive. It's where they died. And you can actually go to houseattheendofthedrive.com, and there's a link at the. Oh, fuck. You can go to houseattheendofthedrive.com and see it there. There's a link to it. Reggie, are you okay? Don't go dying on me now. It's too soon. Yes, and to answer your question as far as ghost pictures concerned, yes. Please, Christ, get this shit out of the way. Come, get over here. Yeah, you just get. Where's the? That's two of the. Where's the? No. Where's the other one? Is that there? Yeah, I got. Just. Oh crap! I gotta put this somewhere here. Oh. Wow, that's a big sword. That's a gaping sword. That's a cord of the sword. Here we go, pictures. This is a picture of a ghost. You see this right here? That? I'll try not to get the reflection. Here, take it out of the goddamn sleeve. You'll get less of a reflection, I do believe. All right, you see that? This is a 35 millimeter piece of film. This was 800 speed film taken with a piece of crap camera, which is around here somewhere. All right, so again, do you see that? That's on the negative. This was taken 21 years ago in 2004 on August 9th, the anniversary of the murders, the 35th. You see that? What's interesting is, do you notice how the bottom of it doesn't happen to burn anywhere, and it literally stops all around the edges here? So it's literally isolated to right in this area. The teaser, you're telling her Reese to go watch the teaser? You mean the first 50 minutes of the movie? Yeah. Like I said, she can go watch the movie on, let her rent the movie instead of watching a crappier version. Let her disappoint herself. Let her watch a quality version at $3.99. And then we have these pictures that were shot again on the 35th anniversary of the murders in 2004 with a piece of crap camera during the first paranormal investigation here at the house. Now, some people have said that that's the camera strap. Now, do you happen to notice this gentleman right? Where is it? Right? Where is he? Right? Is it this side? Where is he? No, this side. This gentleman here. Do you guys happen to notice he's holding a video camera in his hand? We watched the video, and there was no one pushing a camera strap in front of the lens. Now, look at that camera strap, if it is, because how can it be that the camera strap, if it's changing colors and is also changing translucency, meaning some parts it's translucent, some parts it's a different color or transparent. Isn't that nuts? And that's on the negative. And no, I mean, I didn't see anything at the time I was taking the picture. I was just randomly taking pictures. I think I took over, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it was about 36 experts, probably about 5 or 6 rolls, so at least 180 photographs. So of the 180 photographs, there were 3 that had some anomaly to it. So, do you have a video of your barbecue show on YouTube? No, I had to take it down because the music that we got, which is called Hot Barbecue Tonight, is we never got the licensing for it. And even though we shot it 25 years ago in 2000, they still have the rights to that. So because we never switched out the audio for that, because we love the goddamn song so much. And as stupid as it sounds, how many songs do you know that are for barbecue? And it was a crazy, crappy, jazzy song. And it goes, hot barbecue today. Da 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 da. And it was just crappy. But it was the fact that it says hot barbecue today. I said, we got to use it. But I'm not going to pay any money. So when we put it up on YouTube, YouTube like yanked it up down. Copyright infringement for the song. And this is the picture that we took in front of the gate that was there in 2004. And take a look at that. Is that amazing? The coloration changes from translucent or transparent to that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that nuts? And it's not like I saw it and say, hey, stand still, let me get your picture. It's just what we actually captured randomly. And this is 800 speed film, which at the time wasn't cheap. Then I'll show you another picture. This is going down the stairs. There you go. This is going down the stairs. Do you see this? This is going to the original, well, if you notice the carpet down there, that's the third floor. This is before we put in the doorway. It was it was a curtain that was here, and this was on a track, and that's going into it. So the whole bottom was open. That's what I was trying to say to you. The whole thing that Lance's story, when we built the house, the third level was open. So you come down the stairwell, and it's 8 feet across by 10 feet high, and it was all open right into the third level. So there was no doorway there until about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we finally decided to put a doorway there. And that shows up in the other picture. Yes, exactly, Weasel. That's what's so crazy. Oh, that's pretty cool, Kieran. Yeah, I know. It's like I said, hold on one second. Reggie, oh, stop that. Scared the hell out of me. Yeah, it's like I said, it was a great video. It was sold at Borders. We would go to Borders. They'd hired us to go out and do like a 3-hour promotion and do the video. And they were on VHS tapes. That's how old this was. And we would do a barbecue at the Borders bookstore. We did it at Pasadena. And I forgot 2 other different Borders. And we did it there. And we'd give out a barbecue rib and the whole potatoes to promote the selling of the videos. So fun. And by Batch's Barbecues, it was, hey, you saw part of it in the movie. You saw that. That's, that clip. And it was amazing because I got tired of people, because I had a barbecue ribs and chicken restaurant, I got tired of people being so like, oh my God, it's so impossible. I said, oh God, I can show you how to make ribs like this. And they said, well, why don't you put it on a video and help us? And it's like, okay. And this is before YouTube got to be a big thing. So, thank you, Evie. I appreciate that. That's why we're here. Jack McDuff, hot barbecue. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one there, Weeze. Very good. Hot barbecue. Hot barbecue today. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not even funny. Mediums and psychics in his live stream probably see ghosts while watching live stream. Regular people don't see. Well, you never know. They say blue flashes are supposed to be hot. Oh, I don't know what people say. I just know that it was there. The night was a very lively night. Now you're hungry. Yeah, no kidding, Weeze. It makes 2 of us. Trying to think of what can I talk about else in the movie. But you guys enjoyed the movie. Look, I love the movie. I personally, not because I made it, but I did it because it was to basically venerate the victims. It wasn't done to profit from. It was done because Sharon basically gave me the story in bits and pieces through the years through the couple, like 6 months back in 2004 of me walking around just like sitting, and I would like stop and I'd see like in my mind's eye this like 10-second or 20-second or maybe even 5-second like vignette, like a little mini movie. And again, these are all out of sequence. But I'm like told to like go back and write down what I saw in my mind's eye, and I ended up with about 40 paragraphs, little like 3 or 4 sentence paragraphs of what I had seen in my mind's eye through the time, through the past 5-6 months. What's going on? And so, hi, Jackie. Hi, movie star. Yeah, it's in my book. Right, exactly. So I ended up with about like 10 pages of legal pad that there's a couple lines here of information here. And I'm like looking at this stuff and it's totally random. And I'm like going, the fuck is all this? I couldn't process what I was dealing with. So I called up a friend of mine, Jimmy Vines, who's a writer now, and he's a screenwriter, and he's done some films and written some film scripts and stuff. And I said, Jimmy, come over. And Jimmy's known since high school. And Jimmy's like, he goes, I'll come over, but you got to feed me. And I'm like going, Jimmy, I said, no, you got to feed me. Come on, you got to make me dinner. What am I getting into? Are you serious? And I had no other choice. Nobody else could I think of. Would have been better. So I get Jimmy to come over, and Jimmy goes through and he starts looking at this after he's satisfied with his barbecued steak dinner. And he's like, he goes, you know what you've got here? And I said, no, what? He goes, you've got brainstorm vignettes, stories. This is a film. I said, what? He goes, this is a story for a movie. These are all vignettes. These like sequences that are out of order. And I said, he goes, us writers, basically, us screenwriters write down, sometimes if we get stuck, we write down we skip this scene and we'll go further into the story and we'll go back to that, what we're stuck on. As a writer, we get stuck, we learn to forget that and we'll go forward and we'll go back to that later to work on that issue. And I said, writer's block? He goes, yeah, that's kind of like writer's block. And I said, so he goes, and in this sense, I've written down all these sequences that need to be taken. And he literally takes a scissors, I'll never forget. And he takes the legal pad, he starts snipping each one of these different paragraphs. And like, now what we've got to do is we got to assemble them. And I'm like, what? He goes, it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. I said, huh? Oh, okay. He goes, what we have to do is we have to assemble them in an order, and we have to put transition scenes that go in between, and we make this so that I said, and I'm totally the novice of novices at this, and I'm going, oh God. And he says to me, that's what we do. So over the next, I think it was about a month or so, it was probably like 7 or maybe 10 meetings. And each meeting is here at the house, and of course is making everything, for him to devour so we can do this. Plus I'm giving him, I forgot how much money I paid him and what interest we did, but we made an arrangement, and as I recall, he got paid and he didn't want anything to do with it after it was done because we had so many creative differences when it came to them smoking. See, Jimmy didn't, let me just catch up. John Lovitz. No, Jimmy's not anything like John Lovitz. Where's Black? Nobody writes the very well right up. So Jimmy is a teetotaler, meaning he never drinks. He doesn't smoke pot. So as you saw in the movie, there's pot smoking. So when we're writing the dialogue, I'm trying to think more outside of, trying to think more inside the characters' heads about what they're doing, what they're feeling, and what their emotions are, and how they're going to be expressing those emotions, and trying to distinguish between when they're sober. That's the cat. And when they start to get high, so that they have dialogue that represents what they're feeling emotionally as they're starting to transition from being straight to being kind of like, hi, yeah, you want the dialogue to match what they're doing. Because if they start talking like this and, it's like, dude, what the hell is going on? Like, and the dialogue's not matching And you're gonna say, crap, I want them to ad lib. You can't stick these words in their mouth and force them. And I hope the director's got enough sense. So Jimmy and I'll never forget, we were over there at the dining room table and we were talking about, I said, Jimmy, I said, they're now getting high. They have to show a distinct transition in what they're speaking, in what their dialogue is. We want to reflect accordingly. And he could not relate. And I remember saying, but Jim, you can't give them this dialogue if it doesn't fit what they're doing at the moment. It's got to be more ethereal. It's got to be more like, man, that's really a trip. And he was not understanding. So it was like, so finally, when we went to do the rewrite, because Paul Mason, my executive producer, my mom and was a dear friend of the family, says, I'll take care of it. I said, thank you, Paul. I said, just fix a little bit of it. It needs a little bit of tweaking. He goes, yeah, I can see. So, but like I said, it was interesting, but so the story was basically done to venerate. That's why, again, we took, what do you call it? Literary license to change the characters' vocations, meaning I put a Sharon Tate character, which you can see Claudia de Longpre as Sharon Tate, the aunt. And then as you saw on that thing on the DeWitt murders, you have Henry DeWitt, which is, of course, Roman Polanski. Then you have Abigail Folger represented in the heiress to the coffee empire. No, she's the heiress to the Windsong restaurant chain. Then you have the Jay Sebring character, who's represented by the costume designer to the stars, not the hairstylist to the stars. So that's how I did that, because when I got these vignettes, I was thinking, I want to venerate the victims. And secondly, and most importantly, if you stick to the original story, unlike what Quentin Tarantino did with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I am personally not a fan of, which is taking historical figures and messing around with them, like Abraham Lincoln Vampires Killer. I'm sorry, Inglourious Bastards. I liked it, but I was left with this distasteful thought of, it's a freaking fairy tale, and they're using characters, and I don't, as I've gotten more into appreciating history, I don't like that stuff because it's a mockery, in a sense, of what really happened. And it's like, I like more historical movies that are based on real stuff that really took place and sticking to it. So by freeing myself up of the Manson murders and creating this portal, the idea was that I free myself from a lot of the constraints of having the storyline of the Manson murders and being stuck in that dynamic. And what I can do is I can then shift the stuff and play with stuff with that Henry Charles, Henry. They don't, oh, you're right. They don't know who he is. Thank you. You don't know who he is. The guy that's the murderer, like I said, that you will see later on in the movie, is representing the Manson character, so to speak, and there are 3 killer girls. But again, his motivation is totally devoid of anything to do with Helter Skelter. Again, and it's an interesting storyline that we created because it allows us to have the sequel the prequel much more interesting, because it has to do with Vietnam and his discovery of the portal down there. And the story, it's a thick, rich story. I really, really love the story that we have there, because originally it was supposed to be a longer film. And again, Paul Mason, my executive producer, said, because you can't do this. You can't make a 3-hour motion picture here. We're not going to do that. We're not going to spend that kind of money. So we basically cut it up, but the story is it starts out in 1969 or 68. In 68, about a year earlier, where the whole picture's starting, because you can't go there. So we cut it down. But then, like I said, it's an interesting story. It's a fun story. It's engaging, and it's an original story. It's not some, no offense, it's not some DC or Marvel superhuman superhero story. I'm sorry, and it's not the latest of a 40-year-old franchise named Scream 7, or is it Scream 17? I forgot. Or Halloween 15, or Freddy versus the Aramis man. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just getting tired of seeing these sequels, all these offshoots and shoots offs, and And these origin stories, and these goddamn Star Wars and Star Trek. Oh my God. Yeah, you heard the cat just said it right there. Hiss, boo, bah. I'm sorry. Or John Wick. I mean, I'm sorry, John Wick 13. Hey, kids, stop pissing each other off. Sam, Domino, chill out. Thank you. Cats, sometimes they can be the death of you yet. But the idea is that it's a fun story. I think it's an interesting story. And I really think that if we got it to a theater near you, you'd be like, this is freaking great. Because we screened it in movie theaters and screened it here. And funny enough, people have seen it here in the theater room down below in the 220-inch theater, then saw it in the theater in a 600 or 1,000 person theater, said to me after they saw it in the movie theater saying, God damn, what did you do from the past 6 months since I've seen it? And I go, what are you talking about? That's the same freaking motion picture you saw 6 months ago in my house in the theater room. And he goes, oh, no. That's totally different movie. And it's like, are you stoned? Are you serious? He goes, no, that's much better. I love this movie. This movie is really good. It really plays well. And I said, if I tell you this for the last time, will you believe me? I did nothing to this movie except screen it at my freaking house in the theater room. And here we are in a movie theater, in a big professional movie theater, in a cinema, and there's no difference to the film. And he goes, oh no, this movie played much better in the theater. How do you think that makes me feel? So, straight can't relate. Louise, what are you talking about? And he says, you could have walked around a crack house to see how drug addicts talk and act. He doesn't know. Doing pot is not like going to a drug den like you're describing with the heroines and the junkies, Andy. I'm sorry to bust yourself down. Writer's block, nobody writes a word well dried up. Very funny. John Lovitz. Oh, God. Let's see. We're down to 42 people. Come on, raise a glass. There's usually a lot of stuff going on at your house. Maybe they were distracted. Movie star, what are you talking about? Freddie Goes to Disneyland. Very funny, Annie. I love the originality of the film. It was great to watch. Thanks, Sydney. I appreciate it. Fast and Furious 27. Yeah. Paul, what's his face is coming back to reprise his role from The Brave. No, movie star memories. We had crazy paranormal stuff happening here during the movie. First of all, when you started this, did you guys see the trailer of, oh God, what's his name? Oh God, I forgot his name. Fuck. Did you see the trailer beginning before the live stream? Charles Gould, thank you. Charles Gould had a paranormal experience here when we finished filming the movie. That's in the book as well. Thanks, Sydney. And then, of course, when my line producer was in the kitchen over there, right over there. She was in the kitchen over there, and she saw an apparition, a guy walking past the window. And she said, wait a second. She looked and she goes, David's house isn't on a flat land. It's on and she went outside and she looked, and here's the slope of the house. Here's the window and here's the stairs. And she goes, it's about 17 feet from the window to the stairs down below. And I showed her a picture of J.C. She goes, that's who it was. That's him. That's the guy. And then my makeup artist, who was on the third floor, all right, shut the... I'm being told to take you guys for a walk around the house. So when I'm telling you these stories, they have a little bit more connection to the actual location. Well, thanks, PJ. So you like the movie? Good. Like I said, when you watch it in a movie theater, it really does feel much different. Oh, goody. All right, hold on. Let me go get some water because I'm parched. And then after the tour, we're wrapping it up. It's, oh, shit. All right. So with that said, let me go. I'm super sensitive. I'd love to see your place. If you want to pick up any spirits, I would say go down to your nearest liquor store and buy a bottle or two of some Jack or a fifth, and maybe some Smirnoff vodka. What is the distraction in the corner? What distraction? What corner? Which corner? This corner or that corner? I don't see what you're talking about. By the purple chair. What are you talking about? What distraction? I didn't fart. I swear to God, it did not fart. No, I did not. I went in there, and I did not fart. Trust me, I got some water, but that was it. Karan, I told you yesterday, go whatchamacallit. Go get in touch with me through the omanhouse.com. On the other side. The other side. Very cute movie star. Yes, those are the figurines. What trying to figure out what the hell everybody wants. Concerned Planet's asking me what. Yes. Let me show me back. This is the figurines. This is the canopy on top of the 180-gallon aquarium, and these are the figurines. And this is got to go straight the fuck out. So that's what that is. So you got that. So as I was saying to you, side by the aquarium. What are you guys seeing at the side? All right. What exactly are you seeing? Are you seeing something here? Over here? I mean, I'm here looking for something that you're describing, so that's an anomalous type of a thing that you could possibly be seeing. What are we exactly looking? What exactly am I looking for? So I'm saying, which ghost makes? I have no idea. I have no idea which spirits are knocking the figurines over. Yeah, Beckham, they do. They get knocked over, I have no idea when, but they do. Yes, it was on the side by the aquarium. All right, what exactly did you see on the side by the aquarium? Oh, you're talking about here? Oh, shit. You're talking about that right here, where this shit, son of a... You stop moving on. I tell you not to move, you son of a bitch. Now deal with it. No, right here. Is this what you're talking about? Right here. This distortion here? Is this it? This? Say yes, damn it. Down in the corner by the floor. All right, first off, let me pull this up. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, yes, indeed. Where's the goddamn box version? Don't show them this. This is hack. No, do not show them this. Where's the gosh? What's the difference? You're not selling the copies anyway, son of a bitch. You're right. Get this out of the fucking way. All right, hold on, folks. I want to just, since you got me doing stuff, I might as well get it done now. Okay, get out. Will you stop that? Stop being a pill. Oh, God. This, son of a bitch. All right, here. this here, right? This thing. This is a smokeless. Oh, Jesus Christ. What all this shit doing here? A few of my last guests, of course. That is a smokeless fireplace. It burns on ethanol. You put ethanol, liquid corn fuel, whatever you want to call it, into the tray and you light it. And it actually is a flame and it keeps you kind of warm and it looks very, very nice, but it's where you don't have a fireplace and have a place. And yes, as I said, these were those friends that were here at the house. And you can see the dogs have had plenty of time to, the dogs, when Fiona was alive, obviously, had plenty of time to take care of. See, I don't believe in lye and acid. I believe in letting my dogs eat my unwanted house guests. It's so much better that way. It's more nutritious for my dogs to have that calcium, and it's less waste and less mess than having 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid and lye to consume my unpleasant ex-house guests and ex-friends, It's so much easier that way, and the dogs so do enjoy them, They really get a kick out of the nutritious deliciousness in those bones. And these are just what's left of those people, There's some 282 bones in the human body, and 3 is all there was left of them. Who needs lye when you have dogs that can consume them and then poop them out as little bricks? They looked human, he says. Well, how interesting. It's so interesting you think they look human. The reason why? Because they are human. Kiran, I don't use it that much, Kiran. But the joke was I bought them like 10 years ago. I bought those, at least 10, maybe 12 years ago. And when I bought the fuel, I bought the case of the fuel. And again, when I bought it, it was like $40 for a case of maybe it's $20 for a case of like a dozen of those quart bottles. Well, they ended up sending me a second case by accident because the first case was lost and the first case arrived. So I got 2 cases for the price of one. And to this day, I think I still have most of the first and second case still available in the garage. After it was all empty. Yeah, I used to do that. David has a Tony talking finger like Danny in The Shining. The voice I was doing was what's his face? No, not Lloyd Chaney. Oh, that was Peter Lorre. See, Peter Lorre used to talk like this, but I didn't want to do a direct cover story of Peter Lorre, so I decided to make it more of my own. Because I thought Peter Lorre was too sympathetic, and he's too quiet, and he's too innocent to what I am diabolically involved in. So when I look at these bones, I go, of all the bones of the human body, I should say of bodies, the many of them that were here, this is all that's left. It's so funny to think of it that way. When you look at the crevasses and how much of the bone is destroyed by the dogs chewing it, it's amazing what you can do with a couple of Rhodesian Ridgebacks. All right, so as I was saying, red rum. Danny isn't here, Mrs. Torrance. David, is Kira in Vegas? Because I'm always in Vegas. Oh, Kira in Vegas. What? Kira, where do you live? Are you like in LA or where are you from? You're always in Vegas. Igor sounds more like this, Doctor. He's more submissive, but this is not the way it is with my friend Simon. Simon is much more much more in control of the situation. You see, Igor is much more. How should we say? I'm just a helper. I just do what I'm told. Where I don't really give a shit what I'm told. I just. How should I say? I just fix it over my bones. And I'm not. I don't take orders. I give them. Peter Lorre would be proud. He would be very proud of me. He would say that Vincent would be very proud of you too, David. Yeah, Peter Lorre. I love Peter Lorre. So I'm back and forth, California and East Coast. I have 2 homes. Wow, Jesus Christ. Hell of a time to be in the East Coast right now with the rains and stuff. Evie, ha 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 ha, LOL, concern planet Peter would be, you must enjoy something like Igor. I don't enjoy, I just play a part, that's all. Danny isn't here, I love that. All right, so look, oh God, 2.5 hours, crap, and I'm going down from 66, I'm down to 45. Oh, it's better than 47, but 45 is just as bad as 47. In any event, what the hell should we do here? What would you guys like me to do? Some suggestions. You guys want me to walk through the house? Even though I did that the last time 2 days ago, it gets a little boring, I'll be honest with you. Oh, Kira in Vegas, I got it. Well, if you made the I and N capitalized, it would read differently. That's probably why I was saying Kirian. Dan, shut up, movie star. You're too funny. It's a little late to find out what the noise from the last live stream was. We never, you know. No, I can hear the sounds of some motorcycles racing up Benedict Canyon. David Arquette. What about David Arquette? All right, I promised I would do that, so I guess I should do that. What's Kevon movie star? No. What did movie star say? Dance? No. The Joker. Is that the laugh? Indeed. That laugh could be the Joker. My eyes are bugging out. What? Too bad the internet is not good outside. Yeah, no kidding. Well, no, that was nice last night when 2 nights ago when we walked down the street and the gate was wide open. And the following morning when I got up at 8 o'clock and took Reggie out, gate was wide open. I was going to go buzz him the night before and say, you might want to shut the gate because you don't want some stupid stranger to just meander on in. That's why there's a gate here. And if you don't know the history of that location, you better realize why there's a gate there to keep people out. Do trivia night or some kind of game night on a live. Yeah, Sydney, I just don't know how to do that. Oh, no, movie star. That's what we did last time. No dancing. Oh, you're too funny. Oh, God. Yeah, well, I'm no Elaine Bettis from Seinfeld. I tell you that. The Elaine. Having convulsions there, son? Yes, you look like Elaine Bettis. No dancing. David, were you a fan of the X-Files? I never watched the X-Files. Is there no trespassing signs up? Are you fucking crazy? I live here. I would not go trespassing into the property. No, never. Oh, God. David Arquette does a great Bozo the Clown for kids. Yeah, no, it doesn't do a great Bozo the Clown. He is... I'm sorry. I don't want my claim to fame to be I do a great Bozo the Clown. Yeah, he's a real bozo. When your career, and I mean this, goes to a point where you're proud of playing a clown named Bozo, And it's not for a biopic. You really hit the bottom of the boo-boo barrel. Did I piss somebody off? I heard that. It wasn't the dog because he's asleep. God, that's too funny. The gate was moved, right? Yes. Here, you want me to show you the scoop about the gate? Okay. All right. Here's the original photograph. Let me first line it up on my eyesight. All right. What the fuck is that? Is that it? That's got to be it. Okay. Here you go. You see my finger is right there, and I will try not to move it. Damn you bastards. All right, here. Shit. Here, without screwing up. You see where that is? See where that finger is? Do you see where the house is here? See where this house is here? Do you see where look at the distance. You see this? This is the vacant lot that was in between the gate. See, here's the gate was, where my finger is. You see right above my finger? You see that space between the gate and the property next door? That's the vacant lot. That's the vacant lot that I told you of that's in between where the gate is now. So the new gate is here, right? Really, the new gate is right about, maybe like, right, so there's where the new gate is. The original gate was all the way down here, right in front of this line of cars. Look closely. Can you see that? And you can also see the telephone pole. See, there's a space. There's a huge lot. There's a lot in between that White House and the gate. And you can see where see right there's the telephone pole. That's on the left side of the street, where it's now on the right side. You see that? That's the telephone pole, the shadow thereof, right there. See that? See the white cars? That's the telephone pole. And you see where the black car is? Right in front of the black car. Let me see where the fuck it is. I see. You see Stephen Parent's car is the white car there. The gate is right there. Right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Son of a bitch. Where's a goddamn magnifying glass? Give me the magno. Shit. Hold on. Yes, this is the movie. Hold on one sec, guys. I got a magnifying glass. Wait a second. Don't I have a blow up? It's just like sugar. I'll do it, don't I? Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let me just make sure I know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right. So there's the telephone pole. All right. Here. Here, I can even do even better job than that. All right, let me see what I'm looking at right here. This right here is where the gate is. This is where the gate is. This is where the house is. So this is all vacant. This was the property. This is the reason why this empty lot here is the reason why the address is now 10,066. Because 10,050 is here. This is a vacant lot was 10,066. When they sold this property, they incorporated this lot into this property. Thereby, this now becomes 10,066. But there's the telephone pole. Where the fuck is the telephone pole? Telephone pole is right here. And it's on the left side of the street right here, which now is on the right. But you see that's there. And this is the vacant lot. And this is the gate right there. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, there's the fence was, the gate was here, and then this is the concrete wall, and this is, of course, Stephen Parent's car right there. Was that making any sense to anybody? I gotta see what people are saying. El Juicy, El Cucci. Yeah, no kidding. Well, look, I'm gonna get out of here. Had the mansion crew get in that night. They went around. They went up and around. All right, they went up and around this gate here, and then into the property. So they went around the chain link fence and gate up around the hill. I love late night lives. Well, it's a Saturday night, so yeah, they climbed the hillside exactly. The gate and exposed opening. Right. They went up around it. So I don't know about the house next door. It's under extensive remodeling, and they've been doing a lot of work there, but it's still, nobody's been living there, so who knows? We'll find out as soon as somebody moves in there, I assure you. I should say sells it, or I mean buys it. All right, so look, I've been on for 2 hours and 41 minutes. You guys want me to do what? Go down to the house? Oh, God. All right, fine. Let's go through the house. 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 Yeah. I'm going to turn the light off. There, that's me turning the light off. All right, so what am I doing? Am I doing it like this way? I'm going to bust my ass and fall down the stairs. You guys will watch it live. That'll be cool. Great way to die. Well, there's one shot. There's the level shot, and then there's the, whoa. Look at that view, huh? Whoa, vertigo, 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 vertigo. Where'd you go? Whoa. God, I'm getting dizzy. Fuck that. Oh, that did not go well. That did not go well with me. I am a little dizzy. If I take one step to the right, I'll be falling down the staircase. No, thank you. It is not my pleasure to decide to leave myself. Delive myself. Yes, delive. Okay. All right, so let's see. Trying to think of what exactly am I trying to show you guys. Well, all right, so let's see. What the fuck am I trying to show? All right, fine. We'll go downstairs to the 3rd floor. Shit. Because that's what the action is. Yeah, great. You guys haven't been ringing the bell much tonight, you know. You could stand to ring the bell. Yeah, I am starving. Shit, spirits are always right. We're going downstairs. This is an interesting shot. You're watching me go down the staircase. And it's not like this. Whoa. 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 Vertigo, 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 vertigo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Retroaction. Oh, we're going to go counterclockwise. Oh, shit. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, if that doesn't spin you, oh, fuck. Wow, that didn't do senses into my head. Oh, that was a trip. I just heard something on the staircase. You guys hear something on the staircase? I heard something there. Senior moment. Kiss my ass, Kira. Yeah, you come here and say that to me in person. I think you'll be surprised. Imagine you kill yourself offline and then you haunt the house. You know, Sandy, let me just bring this to your attention. I don't necessarily have to kill myself online to haunt the house. I think one's a foregone conclusion that I will haunt this house, whether it's done online or not. That David is a good one. Oh, JJ, what's going on? Senior moment. Jesus Christ. Dude, you're making me dizzy. My dizzy? I'm making you my dizzy? Okay. David is a little nuts tonight. Hey, I thought that was a very, very, very cool visual. No, not before you walked down the stairs. Something fell. I heard something. Yeah. Yes, you're kidding. I still think this is a great shot. I think that's terrific. I think there's a great visual on that, especially with a head like that as it goes down further. Senior moment. Yeah, I'm getting spun out. God damn. Hey, getting dizzy has not even been a scene. Like a draft. There it is again. Oh, well, look who the hell it is. Hello, Dom. Say hi. Say hi, Dom. Dom. You're live. That's Stinky Domino. Dom, what are you doing down here? Domino, say hello. That's the elusive Domino, the kitty cat. She is nuts. Say hi, Dom. Say hi. Dom. Dom. Say hello. You're on camera. You're on live. Just a ditty. Just a ditty. Dom, you're on live. All right, enough of Domino and her live. All right, let's go into the theater. Oh, so like I said, all right, so here we are coming down the stairs. And look, see this wall? See that wall there? That was all open. So when you look up the staircase all the way up and you look down, that whole wall there, that whole thing was all open. So when the story that Lance Henriksen tells, I'm right now in the stairwell where this all happened. So that's all open. That whole section is open. There's nothing there at the time when we're making the construction of the house. So this door is not here. So he's in here. Who is it called? Whoa. Like, wow, is it cold? Like, whew. And I remember I shut the windows, right? I did too. No, when I filmed something. Forget it. I left the window open. That's why it's so cold in here. You gotta love me. When I tell you it's cold, I'm not lying. When it turns out it's cold because the window's open, you know I'm not trying to fake anything. So he's in this. The whole story goes is he's down here working. That whole thing there is open. And he hears the sound of the voices coming down from the stairwell. So that's all open, and he hears the voices, and he comes running in there, and he just runs upstairs, and he looks, and he sees nobody on the top floor, just like Lance said in this movie. That whole thing happened here. So when he says he went into the other room, when he heard the footsteps going down the staircase, he's talking about going into that room there, coming out and going into right there, and that's where he was standing. The contract laborer was standing right there. So he does this. You watch what I'll do. I'll reenact it. He comes out of this room like this. Now again, remember, this is all open. So he comes out here and he's like, and he hears nothing and sees nothing. And then that ice thing comes right across his neck. Right where I'm standing right here is where he's standing, because this is not here. This whole thing's open. He says, this is where the ice came across the back of his neck. And he goes, a dos míos, llame boy. And he took off and he didn't come back for the following 6 weeks. And then he came back and I said, where were you? And he goes, I was too, after I found out what happened, I said, what? He goes, I hadn't got paid for the prior 3 weeks. So I had to come back. But after I came back, because I was the first one to leave the job every single day at 5 o'clock, I would not be anywhere near that house by myself ever again. Don was like, what the fuck? So that's the story of what happened. And then in the room behind me, the whole thing of what you saw in the teaser before we started the video, the live, that, Charles Gould, that's the room where he got dragged up to the corner of the ceiling by an unseen force. Is anybody there? Are you guys still watching? Hello? Say something, goddammit. That's just last name is Kira. Kira said, oh, you're there, still there, movie. Kira, next time you're in LA, you should stop by. I will love it at the house. I'm sorry. I'm so cheap. Oh, you mean this house, Don? Oh, okay. Hey, Sandy. Good. I just want to make sure people are still here. So, in that room, that's where the makeup artist had the experience with seeing Sharon Tate. See, 3 different crew members in my movie. The key grip, Charles Gould, had an experience in there where he's dragged up, corner of the ceiling. Lorraine, Lorraine was basically, she was the line producer who saw Jay Sebring's apparition in the kitchen. And then, of course, my makeup artist, Natalie Wood, yeah, that's her real name, saw Sharon Tate's apparition in that room again while we were shooting the movie, and she was doing the makeup. And she said, as soon as we wrapped the movie, she grabbed 3 of the gosh darn PAs and hauled ass out of this house as fast as she could and said, that's it, I'm out of that fucking house. She goes, I can't stand it. There's too much activity. It scares the shit. She was like, she goes, do you remember 6 months later we had the wrap? I said, she goes, do you remember who the first person to get the hell out of your house was? I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, as soon as we said wrap, it's a wrap, we're done. You grabbed the 3 PAs and you grabbed them, you had them take your makeup box, your makeup carts up the side of the staircase and out of the house. So have you ever slept in that bedroom before? In this one? Yes, of course. It's a nice bedroom. I just can't stand the bed because it's a Tempur-Pedic mattress and I can't stand them. Terrible. It's like sleeping in quicksand. I recall on one of your related free out. He's like crying. Movie star. That's ironic you would mention that specific video. I say that because today I had Scott Michaels here, and Scott and his 2, his 2 clients asked to see upstairs in the den that video specifically, and it was like, I haven't seen that in a while, so we racked it up, and yeah, that took place in the room right behind us. And the story goes, is your place on Indian ground? No, there's a Native American who died by accident and fell down the hillside and died supposedly some 300 years ago, but no, that's about it. And by the way, burial sites, Native American or otherwise, are not haunted or cursed. They're a repository in the earth where people's earthly remains were interred, but by no means are there spirits lingering around their decomposing bodies in the ground. Another way to put it is, there's no way that a ghost is watching their rotting body in the ground, turn into mush while they're sitting there dying. No, that's not how it works. Maybe with Gettysburg, where people died violent deaths and were buried on the site where they were killed, sure, that's a potential possibility. But unlike cemeteries, that's different. Cemeteries where people have been going through the process, so to speak, of being embalmed and done this and that at a facility or a location, usually a what do you call it again, a mortuary or a funeral home, and then they're taken to another location where they're buried. The second your body and your spirit separate is the second that everything else in your life has totally nothing to do with the other. They're split. One goes to somewhere and the body goes somewhere else, but they're no longer connected. There's no umbilical cord connecting the soul. Let's put it this way. Here's your soul and here's your body. So when they're together. But once you die and the soul splits from the body goes here and the soul goes wherever, okay? So there's no longer a connection. That's why I don't understand why people think that where they're buried is going to be like, yeah, there's lots of people are watching themselves rot in the ground and go, this is my freaking eternity. You get to watch myself turn into a puddle of mush. Thanks. I love my afterlife. What could I possibly want more than to watch myself putrefy inside of a gosh darn tin box in a freaking vault or in the ground? Now, do you understand where we're coming from here? Okay. I hope I'm really close to an old Indian building. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've been. Look, that myth came about from a movie called Poltergeist, produced by Steven Spielberg back in 1982. That's a myth. Yeah. You moved the headstones, but you left the frickin' bodies. You left the fucking bodies. No, it doesn't matter. That's a myth. I'm not to say that as Edna did in the movie, this house is clean and it's a myth. Okay, so as I was saying, that would be so boring, LOL. You're right. Yes, thank you, Sandy. I don't mean to be right. I just mean to speak the truth. So, hi, Sarah. This is why I want to be cremated. When your soul splits from your body, it ain't going to make a difference to your soul what your body gets done to. It could be turned into, gosh darn it, human for scientific purposes or repurposed for other people. They could recycle your organs. That wouldn't be a bad thing at all. But make no mistakes about it. Your soul and your body are split like the wood from the shaft. Oh no, god damn, not the wood from the shaft. You're talking. You get your metaphors right, boy. That's the wheat from the kernel from the shaft. Now, do you understand the way the anatomy of a gosh darn stalk of wheat works? Good. Learn that and then talk. Otherwise, keep your trap shut and do not remove all doubts of your idiotic, intelligence lacking behavior by opening your mouth, sir. As I was saying, that would be so boring. That's why I want to be cremated. That's why parents raised, but I don't talk because they aren't there. Yeah, I mean, my mother said this to me as a child. She goes, I said, why don't we go to the graves? And she goes, to do what? It's because they're not in the graves. Their spirits are elsewhere. The wheat from the tares? The wheat from the tares. No, I thought it was the wheat from the shaft. Whatever. This is why I'm watching, my friend. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy that you like it. It's so nice to be liked. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know that for you poor people at this time of the night that are having a little bit of a stroke, it is you. You are having a problem visually speaking. There's nothing wrong with your TV set. It's in your head. That's all in your mind. There's nothing happening here. It's all inside your head. What do you mean it's bouncing up and down? No one's bouncing up and down like it's a basketball. What's with you? Are you serious? No. Seriously, no. There's nothing wrong with your set. There's nothing wrong with your set. Nothing when all is wrong. I thought we would do that to play with people's minds. I lost 2 people. I'm sorry. I hope you didn't die. David, I feel my mom and dad around me. Yeah, well, Evie, that's most likely where they are because they're not hanging out at the gravesite. And so when people go, I'm talking to my dad at the gravesite, it's like going, how do I say this to you that you can talk to your dad without having to drive 2 hours to go or however long the distance it was to go to the gravesite? They're not hanging out at the grave. They're with you more than they are at their gravesite. Puts beer down, steps away. You're on a roll tonight. No, I'm just out there. Crap, it's 11 o'clock. All right. I'm going to close down in exactly 2 minutes. Well, now it's 1 minute and 15 seconds. In any event, remember, kids, rent the movie, House at the End of the Drive. You can go to houseattheendofthedrive.com and see it there. You buy yourself a copy. I know there is somebody that bought a copy of the book that I saw here. Hold on before we chop. Let's see. Let me see who guys. We have 1 copy of the book I have to send out. Yes, we had 1 copy of the book that was sold this evening. Where's that stupid? What are you talking about? God, here you are. Thank you. What was his name? I hope he's still on so he can understand that I will take care of getting this book out. David Espinoza. That's right, David Espinoza. You will be getting your copy of the book, and I will also be signing the postcard and giving you a couple of stickers with the movie logo on it. And again, kids, remember, this is where you want to go. You want to get yourself a copy of the book, Ghosts of Cielo Drive, signed by me in person at ghostofcielodrive.com. Go watch the movie House at the End of the Drive. You can see the rest of it. Yes, of course, little, of course I'll sign it. Why wouldn't I? That's why I'm not on Amazon. People don't understand. Wait, why are you on Amazon? I said, if I put it on Amazon, you're going to get a copy and it ain't going to be signed by me. And the next thing you're going to say is, well, I want a signed copy. And it's like, well, you bought it on Amazon. I can't, the problem with doing it on Amazon is if they print the copies, they're going to ship out the copies and it ain't going to be a copy coming from me. it'll be coming through Amazon. So that's why I set up ghostofcielodrive.com. They come and visit you all the time, Evie, from what I'm getting. Little, I'll take care of it. Oh, that's you. You're David Sanchez. All right. I will. Good for you. I will get that out to you. Of course, I'm going to sign it. I'll put an inscription too. Absolutely. And tell your friends about the movie and the book. Again, kids, I am out of here. You have a very, very, very good rest of your weekend. Thank you again for spending the past 3 hours and watching my movie, House at the End of the Drive. I really appreciate it and can't say thank you enough for being fans. And again, keep it spooky from the Oman House. Oman out.